why you are not successful. There are a variety of reasons for your failure. The first is inaction. Majority of you get stuck in the planning phase. Majority of you are in a loop of believing that you're working hard. But if you analyze your daily activities, you will come to the conclusion that you are not qualified for the blessings you desire. This was a problem I confronted early on in my journey. I would try and draft the perfect to-do list for hours, and with every letter I inked down, I release surge of dopamines, believing that I'm taking action, which is actually quite the opposite. You're drafting things you want to do. You've not done them. It's a presumption that your brain associates because we think in image. That's why these gurus encourages affirmations and encourages you to write your goal down, read it, carry it around. You've heard things like that. It's because we think in image. So writing those to-do lists and spending hours of your time trying to perfect the best task list would only keep you in a loop of disappointment. As I initially stated, I would think I'm taking action, and every single month after month would pass, and pointing fingers at people, blaming everybody, believing any person who's driving a Mercedes is into internet scams. The truth is, I wasn't taking action, and even the little action I was taking isn't enough to produce the requisite level of results I desire. In life, it doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your emotions. Did you do the work? That's why I say to people, you can be out of shape, be addicted to porn, have all shades of addiction, and still be successful. It then depends on what you define success as. Success has a lot of definitions, especially financial success. I'm limiting this conversation to financial success. So you can be laced with all of those things and still be financially successful. Now, why those gurus and even I recommend you desist from all of these addictions is because they are an impediment to your success. Chances are excellent that after jerking off, after going to Pornhub, it becomes difficult for you to pursue finances. It becomes difficult for you to grind. It becomes difficult for you to go to the gym. When you use those outlets to release dopamine, you feel guilt, you feel shame because you promised yourself time after time you were going to quit. That's the reason I discourage those addictions. Not necessarily because they have a direct correlation to your success, as if you do this, it's impossible to get this. No, no, it's not impossible. I have this quote which helped me conquer a lot of limitations. I don't need to be perfect to conquer the world. I just need to be visionary. I don't need to be visionary to become wealthy. I just need to be valuable. As simple as this quote sounds, it helped me get past a lot of limiting beliefs. Let's take the first part, which is perfection. Usually, I used to believe that I needed to be this kind of godlike character to be able to conquer earth. So I would be very strict with myself. If I leave a conversation and I didn't bestow a smile as I wanted to, it could be something as stupid as half a centimeter of smile. I was so meticulous and obsessed with the little details that that act alone can cancel out every single thing I've done up until that day. Do you get? It's a very terrible mindset to adopt because that mindset encourages focusing on your weakness, focusing on every single thing that went wrong during the course of that day, as opposed to positive. So on the long enough time frame, you become negative. You see things. through a negative light. Because as for as long as you people as human, you will always make mistakes. And mistakes is a part of life. You need to learn how to stomach mistakes. A gem cannot be produced without friction, nor a man perfected without failures. Seneca, drop that amazing quote. So if you're like me, who believes you need to be perfect and do things perfectly in order to conquer the world, it's a terrible mindset to adopt. The second part of that quote, which is I don't need to be visionary to become valuable. I don't need to be visionary to become wealthy. I just need to be valuable. Usually, I used to believe that unless you can see the 5 steps of your business, the 5 steps of your life, you couldn't make money. Yet I was seeing dumb people, stupid people, people who couldn't craft a single sentence and had no intellectual capacity nor life experience relative to me, making millions of dollars. It pissed me off and it helped shake away that mindset. For someone who's watching me, this is the exact spot you are in. For as long as you sustain that belief, you will always recycle pain around your life. The Bible says it. These signs shall follow them that believe. Beliefs are so powerful. You don't need to vocalize them. All you need to do is to walk in the consciousness, and the detriment or the advantage of that belief system will be made manifest. As a lady, if you believe the only way to become successful is by marketing your sexuality, by the time you're about to drop that file in a superior's office, unconsciously, you have no idea when you unbuckle 2 buttons and sway your whips harder. Mindset. You never vocalize this belief system. All you did was look at the business landscape and you came to that conclusion. Unconsciously, you're acting out that belief system. Beliefs are very powerful. You go to the second one, which is talk. Talk is very cheap. It's also my belief that talks or words create expectation, action produces results. Every single one of you here, when you speak, you enjoy speaking about your goals because it produces this dopamine as though you've achieved. Even worse, you position yourself in a situation where you are asked what's the next step, or you deliberately stir up conversations leading to that direction. And while you are speaking intelligently, every single person is motivated, nodding their head. Sometimes you listen to me or someone you admire, you speak like the person, you walk like the person, you dress like the person, and say the exact same things he said, and you gather your friends, 3, 4, 5 of them who are mediocres, whom you know more than, and while you're speaking, you are good, you're good, you're good. Your chin is up high, God has helped us, and you're walking with your shoulders up, and those people are mediocres. It is often said that in the land of the blind, the person who can see a little is usually crowned king. Until he meets someone who sees better, he becomes a slave. From an academia standpoint, if a student scores 30%, another one 20%, the last one 10%, who scored the highest? The guy with 30%. If you were to give an award based on those scores, you will give the guy with 30%. Who scored highest? The guy with 30% gets up. Sorry for you, 20%. Sorry for you, 10%. I'm him. If the lecturer says, how many people failed, you'll be surprised that every single person stand up and they are grouped in one category. So even the guy who didn't sit for the exam also find himself there. Every single one of them failed. That's the problem with limited knowledge. Limited knowledge is not able to produce results. You might know better than your neighbor. You might know better than the next person. but it's not enough to command the result you desire. Results are produced by a requisite level of understanding and application. Information is just like light. Can you use the torchlight on your phone to illuminate an auditorium? Let's see. It's impossible. It's still the same light, but it's not enough to drive out darkness from that capacity. You need to outsort a higher level of light. This is the problem with most of you. You've used a certain body of light to translate yourself from point A to point B. That capacity is not enough to carry you to get to the next level. The third is, and this is the final one, I want you to pay attention very carefully. If you haven't gotten any single thing I said, listen to this. High on your dream. People get high on their dream. You get to a point where you listen to some podcast or some inspiring message that reaffirms you on the right path. You become so high on your dream. The dopamine surge is a lot, such that you shut down deliberately. You find yourself asleep. You find yourself taking long walks. You find yourself listening to music in order to calm yourself down. The dopamine rush is a lot. I can trace times in my life where you're high on dopamine, you shut down, you wake up in the middle of the night feeling sad and depressed. It's a loop you consistently find yourself in if you don't change. Stop being high on your dreams, take action. Nothing substitutes for raw action. Sure, you might try to sneak your way around it and affirm and manifest. Action produces results. Simple. Take action today. As always, my friend, it's a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you when.